Bad Ideas Production, and today we're going to talk about a movie that I have not seen since I was a wee lad, around 14 years ago. So a couple of days ago, I was scrolling through Tubi, which has some bangers by the way, and I randomly see this poster, which drowned me in an instant wave of forgotten memories and wicked nostalgia came over me. The movie is called Dark Ride from 2006. If I remember correctly, it aired on Sci-Fi. The AI suggestion page was trying to gaslight me into thinking it never aired on that channel, but thanks to a Redditor, I was proven correctly. I remember being terrified watching this super late at night, and if there's one thing you all should know about me is that I love being scared. It's a dragon I always chase. So I put it on to see if it still scares me 14 years later. And now having seen the movie, I can say that it let me down. This is truly saddening as I love horror movies from the really iconic ones to the schlocky and cliche ones. There's really one reason why I didn't like this movie, and that's because it had so much potential and it just squandered it. It soiled it. This problem is really only focused on the villain. I'll get more into it in the breakdown, but he was so truly stellar at times, and I'm just upset. For every one thing I like in this movie, there's two things I don't. Anyways, let's get to the breakdown. We start in 1989 following two twins with no souls as they enter the titular dark ride. One is a scaredy cat, and the other won't let her forget. But she should have listened to her because a little bit into the ride, she gets snatched up from the ceiling. One of the couple times this man harnesses his inner Spider Man, but not for good, for evil. As we see, he didn't do his doctorly duties rescuing her and giving her a soul. We learn how shitty he is, and her insides are on the outside. He needs his license revoked, if you ask me. Then there goes the second twin. After pretty cool opening credits, which is something I love that movies used to do, I think Long Legs is the last movie that I've seen recently that has done this. We are introduced to the main cast, who consists of these two girls and these two guys, which for the life of me, I don't remember their names, nor does the movie give me a reason to. They speak about nonsense, but it's sort of important, so I'll give you a rundown. This girl is mad at this dude for cheating on her, and this dude is a weirdo that every other sentence is a movie reference. But we finally get to meet the best character in the movie, Gary Busey Jr. Now, that's not his name, but that's what I'm gonna call him. He is the most annoying cliche and horrible character I have seen in a movie in a really, really long time. Just look at this friend. Mind you, he never plays the guitar the whole movie. Why have it? Right before they get into the Mystery Inc. van, that Sandlot boy references a movie no one knows and ruins the fun. The chicks look at him funny and then get on the road. Where we get a fun time lapse shot that I generally enjoyed and it made me happy, so kudos on the director. We get an awfully written gas station scene, which makes no sense as we know there's no danger because they have not gotten to the dark ride. And then we just find this weird employee who just acts dead for a couple seconds. Regardless, Sandlot quotes and impersonates Robert De Niro, then finds a poster that leads him to the dark ride. We get to the scene that I remember so vividly as a child. The killer escapes the mental institution after killing two of the employees, one of which deserves it and had me rooting for him to die. They get utterly destroyed in such a great kill scene, so brutal and great practical effects, and the editing really did a lot to give the this horror vibe and this really visceral kill. I really, really love this shot. On the way to the dark ride, they pick up this country girl who turns out to be a lunatic in her own right. I don't understand this scene. They finally reach the ride where the main girl stays behind for reasons. Gary Busey breaks in through a window and opens the door inside. He also turns on the light, and we are shown the actually really dope interior. I really like the set design. After some exploring, we see that the killer has already made his way into the ride, staring at them from above, looking scary. They all sit and talk about the urban legend surrounding this ride, where we learn that the killer's name is Jonah, who lived in the ride and will kill people and set them up as if they were a prop. This is one of my favorite parts of the film, as I love how they build a killer like a monster, and they give him this supernatural mystique that makes him even more scary. Giving him a code saying that he plays with his victims and reenacts the sets in the ride. We also learned that the twins that died were Sanat's cousins. After some more exploring, we get the second dumbest scene in the movie, where we learn that the main character pretends to be dead, but it was all a prank that was planned from the beginning of the trip to get her ex back for cheating. The ex gets super mad and he cuts ties with her and Sandlot, saying that he has no more friends. Then leaves solo. The rest of them agreed to leave, but as soon as they get to the front door, they realize it's locked from the outside, which I find retarded that they're stuck because Gary Busey over here entered through the window in the first place. Like, I didn't forget that. Just go through there. The rest of the movie could have been prevented. Anyways, Gary goes to turn the lights on, but is interrupted by the crazy girl. Then the rest of the group explore it. And I'm not joking, 1 hour into the movie, we get our first kill that takes place in the ride itself. The movie is an hour and 30 minutes. And just now do we get our first kill. That genuinely made me mad. Goodbye, X. Sandlot leaves trying to open a door and literally is nowhere to be found for the rest of the movie. That crazy girl gets her head chopped off while orally satisfying Gary Busey. Then he runs and KOs himself. He wakes up and starts crying and sweating profusely. Somehow, everyone has inexplicably split up as the main girl literally just crashes out while walking with her friend and leaves her alone. She then inevitably gets killed by Jonah. Before she dies, we do get another Spider-Man act. Then we get the dumbest scene in the movie as we get a Spike Lee type shot circling the main girl while she cries. I don't understand this scene either. The main girl is about to escape through the window I was talking about earlier, but instead doesn't and meets a police officer that into the right who gets sliced into brutally and probably the best kill in the movie. She runs back upstairs and jumps out the window and then dips out there, which I really love. But she comes back like an idiot as Gary Busey texts her to help him. About to die, Gary accepts his fate, but is luckily saved by the main girl crashing the van into the killer and impaling him. What a horrible way for him to go out. He was so misused. Now, you think this is where it ends, but then we see Bill, who has been gone for the entire third act. I forgot he existed, just goes to show how little I care for him as a character. He basically reveals a plot twist that the killer is his brother, who does his bidding. Then he stabs Gary Busey. Apparently, he killed him because he was treated poorly, but they just met him. Literally, they met him that day. Why do they deserve to die? Like, maybe the ex, I understand, but whatever. I don't know. And he quotes Psycho, which made me even more mad. The main girl wakes up and sees Bill unmask his brother, then walks outside in the rain waiting for the police. The end. Yeah, so after finishing this movie and watching it again to edit, I realized how good it could have been with the better script. As why does the fun begin an hour into the movie? The whole first hour could be fit into 30 minutes, which is literally the norm in most horror movies. Let's get to the fun earlier. Let people start dying quicker. I don't get why this wasn't the way it went. You have such a great killer on your hand, but you do nothing with them. I love how creepy and unsettling he moves, walks, and just exists. Then when we finally get to the kills, the directing is so shoddy. The characters just leave and scatter for no reason, only because the script wants them to. Why did she leave? Like I don't get it. Anyways, Mad at this production. Like and subscribe.